Now we move into the messy middle, or the chaos portion of change. For many of us, this stage of change is the toughest. In the beginning, we might be able to push away the changes come our way. But by the time we land in chaos, we know that we are required to shift and often to let go of old ways of being. For example, your team might face the change of losing a major funder to your business. At the beginning, we might try to ignore this reality or try to get the funder to stay. When it's clear that we are in financial trouble and the funder is gone, we know we have to change. In the messy middle or chaos portion of change, we know that shifts must happen, but we haven't adapted yet. We might be grieving what we once had, like the financial security in the previous example, but we can't quite see what our future might hold. In this chaotic and sometimes very dark part of change, it's often connected around the world to winter. Chaos usually brings out emotions of discouragement, helplessness, and hopelessness. You will find in this stage of change, your team will lose energy and might want to give up. Around the world, we are counseled that when we are in chaos, we should do as little as possible. Chaos is associated also with muddy water, fog, and even riptides. In these chaotic situations, we know we need to go slow and just wait until we can see more clearly what it makes sense to do next. This is what winter looks like outside my window in Montana. We have short days and very long, dark nights. We have to wait for warmer days before we can plant something new. Acting like a farmer during the chaos stage of conflict or change is advised. After gathering information and learning as much as you can in the first stage of change, during the second stage, you want to wait out the chaos and use that time to rest and recover. During winter, farmers don't plant new crops. They instead take care of the seeds and machinery. The farmer recenters on what's most important, caring for the farm and its occupants. What needs to be done during downtime to accomplish the greater vision of a successful farm? We as leaders can use these chaotic times to remind our team of the larger vision and values, what's ultimately important, and open ourselves to new ways that we might actually accomplish them. The chaos phase can bring us back to what truly matters and open us to new possibilities. This phase is also a great time to improve our skills or sharpen our saws, as leadership coach Stephen Covey used to say. Rest, recover, and recenter on what truly matters. And then we open ourselves to new possibilities, new ways of accomplishing our dreams. For example, on the Professional Fellows Program, the U.S. State Department and their member team organizations took the time of COVID-19 to return to the greater vision of the program and use the chaos phase to back up and consider what might work even better to serve the fellows. Folks get stuck in the chaos phase, you might find them feeling victimized and hopeless. We can help them by, when others go dark, is to help them to recognize that they're often grieving for what's lost. Helping to provide context, being a guide around the natural process of grief can help, depending on the change we're dealing with. Number 2, it's also a time during chaos to rest and recover. So focusing on taking your meds, encouraging time in meditation or solitude, exercise, eating well, and getting your sleep really helps to get your reserves ready for what's coming in spring. Also, how can you call for flexibility and creativity? As we thought about in the conflict resolution topic, how might we hold tightly but be flexible about how we accomplish our vision? And number 4, your job is to over-communicate. When I am working with executives during rapid change, I tell them it's about communicate, communicate, communicate. Your team will feel safer if they know that you are prioritizing keeping them informed. Set up a weekly communication schedule where you can share, if nothing else, what the top priorities are of the organization. And even if you don't have more information, you can tell them that you hope to have more soon. It's a balance because you don't want to share things that might not happen or cause concern. But if I, as your team member, can trust that you are prioritizing getting me information so that I, as a system, can adapt, I am going to relax. Again, our job as leaders is to gather information on the current situation and help the team to incorporate and adapt to that information. As the poet Khalil Gibran once said, the deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. The chaos phase can be really tough as we cope with what we might have lost through this change process. May we as guides remember that what is coming may hold wonderful surprises and support those who are with us along the way.